Radio Cayman Information Hour.
For today's biggest news.
April Cummings, Radio Cayman News.
I'm Karsley Fuller.
I'm Dion Anglin.
Javi Ebanks, Radio Cayman News.
I'm Elizabeth Charles.
If they are talking about us,
living in your head rent-free all this time.
we must be relevant. Radio Cayman since 1976.
This is For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Brought to you by Healthcare Pharmacy, where they care about your health. 2 locations, Governor Square and Grand Harbor. Refill and transfer prescriptions online. Call 947-8900 or visit healthcarepharmacy.ky.
The Light Room, your holistic sanctuary for physical and mental restoration, repair, and rejuvenation. The power that made the body heals the body. 38 Pasadora Place, Georgetown. Find us online at www.thelightroom.ky or call 938-HEAL.
UHealth, University of Miami Health System, world-class healthcare in the heart of Miami.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
When I first started going to Healthcare Pharmacy, it was because it was convenient. But over the years, I continued to shop there because I trusted them. One day I was picking up my prescription, and the pharmacist noticed an over-the-counter medication in my basket. She said, "I hope that's not yours. It will interact with your prescription." And I thought, wow, thank you. Trust is so important when it comes to your health. Healthcare Pharmacy with 2 locations, Grand Harbor and Governor Square, where they care about my health.
There's nothing more important than your health, and seeking expert healthcare with physicians you can trust is what you deserve. UHealth, the University of Miami Health System, offers peace of mind to you and your family with a first-class experience. Our patient coordinators assist with everything you need before, during, and after your stay with us. As South Florida's only academic-based health system, UHealth offers cutting-edge treatment, compassionate care, and life-changing results just a flight away. Learn more at umiamihealth.org/international.
Running on empty? Feeling depleted? Health and wellness comes down to one essential factor: energy at the cellular level. Our body is designed to support, repair, recover, and heal, but it needs the right environment. At the Lightroom, our energy enhancement system is that right environment, a balanced bioenergetic support for your body's natural processes. Don't wait until your energy is depleted. Recharge and keep optimized. Start today. The Lightroom, advanced energy therapies that work. We're in Pasadora Place.
Hello and welcome to For the Health of It. I'm your host, Tara Bush. Living with a chronic illness can be overwhelming, but no one should have to face the journey alone. Today we will be talking about the power of peer support and how connecting with people who truly understand can make a real difference. Joining me are Holly Smith and STEPHNA OGLE from Chronic Illness Cayman. Hello and welcome to For the Health of It.
Hello, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
So what did you all set out to do when you set up Chronic Illness Cayman?
Yeah, I think I can answer that because I'm the one who posted the question in Women in Cayman. Honestly, for me, it's just been very isolating at times, navigating complex chronic illness. It's hard to talk about, and I was just kind of sick of being alone. And I thought a space where people could share and just be witnessed could be very, very healing. And I was honestly quite surprised at the amount of interest in the group. At first, I was going to focus on the condition that Holly and I both have, which is hypermobility Ehlers-Danlos, or like the broad umbrella is Ehlers-Danlos, because I only recently learned about it as well. So I still would like to have some input from other people navigating the same illness, and there are some others in the group. But then Holly and I both agreed that we were going to include more women because Yeah, because it's so important for everybody to have a place, and also there are many people who have chronic health struggles without any sort of official diagnoses.
Yeah. So what is the gap in the Cayman Islands that this support group fills?
I think the gap exists everywhere. But here, obviously, we have a really unique situation where there's a lot of people coming in who are new.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that when I came here, one of the things I thought about was, am I going to be able to get the medical care that I need here? Am I going to have to travel off the island? Is anybody going to know anything about, the things that I deal with? So having a lot of immigration and people coming in and just that wondering of what's even here for me when this small population was really scary at first. And I've been really pleasantly surprised that it's actually been a lot better, and I have found the doctors to be even more affirming than what I was getting in the U.S.
Oh, that's nice. How important it is to be understood when you're going through something like what you're both facing, a chronic illness?
I think that I'm a counselor and I work with primarily clients who have chronic illness in the U.S. And I think that isolation piece is what is most common amongst all of them, regardless of the condition, is just feeling like this is this huge battle that has all these aspects of it that nobody even knows you're dealing with in addition to the physical symptoms. And you're largely doing it alone because you're so often having to manage other people's reactions to what's going on with you in addition to your own.
Yeah. And being understood and feeling like you're a part of the community must be a big part of healing.
I really think being witnessed is probably the most healing. Just to be able to say things and know that other people also go through similar challenges. You really feel less alone. And I think it creates an opportunity to be able to support each other in various ways. And I think we can be very creative about that going forward.
That's good.
Yeah.
You had your first support group on the 23rd of July. What was the turnout like?
Actually, it was perfect. It was ideal group size. We were 8. And I think that for that being July and it being the summer, we're expecting that to grow possibly significantly to the point where we might have to split into 2 groups if we have too many more than that. So we were really pleased with that for the first time.
I think we already answered this, but I want people to understand. Is it specific to one illness or is it a...
No.
Okay.
Everybody is welcome.
Anybody that identifies with either or having a chronic illness or a disability is certainly welcome to come.
Yeah, we are just limiting at the moment 2 women. We have also had some parents, or one parent last night with her daughter. So this is something that we'll look into in the future because I know that there are potentially some fathers who might also be interested. And we're not completely sure yet how we're going to navigate that, but there's definitely opportunity for parents as well to come.
Yeah, okay. What do you think the benefits are for starting chronic illness Cayman?
I think a lot of women gave us the feedback yesterday that they found their people, that they don't feel alone, that they can be authentic in their expression, because I think a lot of us, we don't complain every day, all day,
No.
Yeah, nobody wants to live like that. But this is a space where you can actually come and be completely raw and honest and just throw it in the circle and you'll be held and witnessed and seen in that. And there's no judgment because we all understand and know what it's like.
Yeah, I never understood the benefit of a support group like this until I'm most of my audience know that I've had a knee replacement, bilateral knee replacements on about 14 weeks ago, and I signed up to the Facebook group thinking, well, let me at least know what to expect. And that in itself has been helpful, but the solutions, because if something is happening with me, it's going to happen to somebody else. I'm not terminally unique, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to, someone has experienced it, and what solutions did they find? That solution might be right for me, but it puts me on track with, I'm not alone, somebody else has gone through this,
Mm-hmm.
and that solution might lead to me thinking in a different way.
Definitely,
right?
yeah.
So I really, when I saw your post on Facebook on Women in Cayman, I thought, yeah, very good. Because
Great.
Cayman does have a lot of chronic illness.
I think the world does, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's not. Not just a Cayman thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we're well covered with the cancer, with breast cancer, and
we heard that, yeah.
and I think we're well covered with diabetes. But
there's also a MA support group.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think there's a building on what's the other one? There's another one that I'm thinking about too that has it. The color is blue, I believe, or purple.
Mm.
And they also have a support group. But what about the people who fall outside
exactly
of that?
Yeah.
And coming together and sharing. Many people struggle in silence about that because, like you said, we don't want to shout from the rooftop and say, what would you say to someone who's hesitant or embarrassed about joining?
I think a lot of people have to live with a lot of shame that is put on them by other people with their condition. This is something we talked about even at the group. All of us everybody that came to the group did not appear visibly disabled or sick in any way. So when people find out that there's something wrong with you, I think there's a cognitive dissonance that happens where they're very uncomfortable with the idea of that, well, you look like me, and could this happen to me? And I think that's where a lot of it comes from, is people being scared that, well, if that could happen to you, that could happen to me. So the automatic response is, well, have you tried this? Have you tried this? And there's an implication of you're just not trying hard enough. You just need to exercise more. You just need to get more fresh air. Have you tried this? Have you tried that? And a lot of the time it's so well-meaning, and it's coming from a good place and often from people that we care about the most. But all that's behind it is you could fix this if you really just tried harder.
Yeah, I there's that saying, people answer, they're not listening, they answer to fix a problem. And I never looked at it like you're not trying hard enough, but you're right. And I'm guilty of it.
I think we all are a little bit, really. I think that we even hard on ourselves as well, But so, I think your question was when people are hesitant to join because of maybe a shame or something. I would say that, we all are struggling and we're all figuring it out, and we really want this to be a place where people are really welcome with whatever, and hopefully not get unsolicited advice.
Yeah.
And it is scary to join a group of people you don't know for the first time, regardless of what the topic is about. But especially to go in there and say, well, here's all my personal health information, which, by the way, nobody's required to do. If you come to the group, you do not have to disclose your condition, because we can talk about this stuff without even knowing what's wrong with you.
That's true.
Because it's all the same.
Yeah, but from our experience from last night, once one person starts opening, it really gives that opportunity for other people too. And I found that vulnerability was well received, because I think that people are yearning to really speak in that way.
To be understood.
To be understood, yeah.
Like they can download, and not have somebody try to upload their stuff on them. Exactly. You need fresh air. You're not gonna
Yeah, and like we were also speaking about it, there were some of us that have similar conditions. So like if somebody is going to come and ask you, listen, what works for you, you can share that. But I think there has to be a little bit of a boundary with like just saying, this worked for me, and because everybody's also very unique in that way.
Yeah. What would you say would be the biggest misconception about living with a chronic condition?
There's a lot.
Yeah, somebody pointed out something really good, I think, when we asked members of the group, that's definitely, it's true for me, is that you're either all the way sick or you're all the way well. And that whatever people see is exactly what's going on with you, I think about, sometimes, like, I'll go to concerts in the U.S. with a friend that I've been doing that with for like 25 years. And occasionally, I'm not a big on the internet person, but sometimes I'll post a picture of us somewhere in some city. And I know that people are thinking, well, I thought something was wrong with you. Like, I've known of you to not do things because of whatever's wrong with you. And now here you are at a concert in Denver, and what they don't see is all of the prep that it took for that to happen, all of the sacrifices that I had to make, that my friends had to make, that we sit in the car till right before the band goes on because I can't stand for more than an hour at a time or I'll pass out. They don't see that we like are laying down, having horizontal time, we call it, in the hotel room for a couple hours before we even leave, so I can make it through that experience.
And having flare-ups afterwards for maybe a week.
Right.
Or,
and how I'll pay for that for a week later, but it's worth it because,
you have to live as well.
I want to live. So that, it's one way or the other. That, well, I thought you were fine because I saw you out doing this, or I saw you traveling, so I thought you were fine.
You look fine. Yeah. I also think something that was really lovely that came up, because we did post some of these group questions to our group members, and that an illness defines a person's identity, intelligence, or abilities. And I think that labels is something that I still struggle with, and I think that labels can be very helpful in a sense that it can help people to understand what's going on with you. Like if you meet another new doctor, you can be like, oh, I've already been diagnosed with these 5 things, because oftentimes we don't just have one thing, we have multiple things. But it's really important to know that that is not what we want to be seen as. We are so much more than just people who are ill. This is also why I wanted to start this group. I want to contribute to the community in a good way, and we want to live our lives and have fun too, and not just, we don't want to be sick all the time either,
right? So. And we both have a lot of privilege in our ability to access doctors and travel to where is needed, to get off island if we have to,
flexible working schedules,
and but not everybody has that, and I feel like for people like us who have some amount of physical ability and who have that privilege, we need to be advocating for people that don't.
Oh, that's beautiful. I mean, and I resonated with what STEPHNA said. I'm normally pretty well, and with this knee situation, people look at me and they say, wow, you're doing amazing, but they don't see the pain I'm in to get up. That is agonizing at the moment. Going in the gym, oh my God, I don't want to go into the gym. But you got to build strength, right? You do things, and you got to live.
Yeah.
Okay, going to the gym is maybe your concert. So let's put judgments down. I mean, what the famous line about the handicap sticker? You don't see.
Yes. Exactly.
The disability. Some people might be visually impaired. We don't necessarily see that, or they can't walk for long periods of time.
Right.
You should see these 2 lovely women. They look healthy and vibrant. No offense, but you don't look
Thank you.
Ill.
Yeah, that's something we talked about
We're wearing
last
mascara.
night. Yeah, is that nobody in there looked, we talked about the idea of even being disabled, and when do you start to identify with that, and what's like your own internalized ableism that's stopping you from doing that when you know your whole life has to revolve around making sure that everything is just so that you can live with the ability you've got. But we have this idea in mind that, right, disability is always mobility-based. And if you're not in a wheelchair or, something like that, and even, when you see people like us in a wheelchair, often people will say,
Why is she in a wheelchair?
you're too young, you look fine. I mean, I've had to use a wheelchair in an airport back when I first got sick because I couldn't stand long enough to make it through security.
Yeah.
And I felt so ashamed because I felt all of the people looking at me just like, there's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah. We use judgments. Judgments are good when they allow us to cross the road, keep us safe. But when they keep us from being a member of the human race, that's when we need to sit down and analyze ourselves a bit. So
with our compassion,
yeah, and give each other grace.
Yes, I think that's important.
If someone's listening today and wants to get involved, either because they have an illness or they want to support or they, they're a caregiver or whatever, how can they connect with you all?
We have a Facebook group. We have also an Instagram called Chronic Illness Cayman.
Both of them are called that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the Facebook group is limited to members, so people who do struggle with or parents. But the Instagram group is public. So and there is also a WhatsApp link on both platforms that also links to a private WhatsApp group where we share event information as well. We can also share our emails. If that's necessary.
Yeah, I think through any of those things, it's pretty easy to find one of us, and we're happy to answer WhatsApp messages or whatever through there.
How can family members and caregivers be better supporters?
Yes, that's something we talked about a lot. A lot of family members, a lot of spouses mean really well, but aren't always helpful. They might be trying their best, and it's still everybody tends to go into problem-solving mode, and whether that looks like suggestions of, well, maybe you just need to do this, or trying to relate in ways that it's not comparable. I gave an example last night. So I also have POTS, which affects your autonomic nervous system, affects the blood flow in your body. Blood doesn't get where it needs to be, and a lot of that time it includes your head and your upper body. So you can experience a lot of what they call coat hanger pain. So neck and back sort of make the shape of the coat hanger, and I can start to have real trouble with that, being up and moving around. And my husband, who is truly the best man alive, even will say things like, "Oh yeah, my neck really hurts too." And it's like, look, man, you slept weird last night. I don't have enough blood where it needs to go. There's a difference. And it takes learning, though. It takes effort on their part to do some learning outside of what we tell them. If you really care about somebody who deals with something like this, go and read about it yourself. Look up the conditions. Look up Reddit groups are really good for just going in and seeing, like, what are the people who deal with this saying? What is this like for the actual people that are dealing with it? And another big thing, especially because so many of these things primarily affect women, and of course that's who we're dealing with, if you have a male partner, or if you have a dad that's available, or a brother that's an adult, take one of them with you to doctor's appointments. You are less likely to get dismissed by a male doctor if another male is in the room. And I hate to have to put that out there as blanket advice, but it makes such a huge difference if you're going through a series of not being listened to and not being dismissed. use them, be willing to kind of do what's asked of you and know that you might have to step up a little bit more physically at home.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. How can employers create more supportive workplace for people with chronic health conditions? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a hard one, because I think there's so many things that go into that. Also because people have various needs as well, so I think it can be hard. I think perhaps each person should kind of be evaluated individually as well. But I think there are general mobility aids that can be very assistive. For example, both of us have a connective tissue disorder, which affects sort of like how we stand, how we keep ourselves upright. So we have this thing that really, we feel like our heads are going to fall off. And I have a craniocervical instability in my neck. So for example, I can't sit very long looking at a computer, so I would need like something to support my head, lift our feet up, There are amazing mobility aids that people can get nowadays, and perhaps like a person can have their own and bring it in or something like that. I think just making accommodation for maybe wearing a bit more comfortable clothing that people can maybe sit cross-legged. A few of us were actually sitting cross-legged last night, or like just putting the laptop in different ways, maybe taking more frequent breaks, I think might also be something very beneficial, like having like a space where people can decompress a little bit, because I think a lot of people do struggle with sensory overload as well, like with like bright lights and lots of noise and things like that. So having like a really calm nervous system room or something I think is also beneficial just for everybody, not just for people with chronic illnesses.
I think we've looked at this both on that level, like a micro level of like what can be helpful in an individual work setting. And there's also looking at the larger picture of what is the laws around accommodations in Cayman. What do many workplaces have? I mean, we spoke with somebody last night who said their workplace just didn't really have any guidance on this type of thing. So then it comes down to like an individual manager or whatever, and that is generally not great. And then we can look even bigger at, people often ask me, especially when I first came here, like, are you going to work on the island? And, then I get into the weird situation of having to explain, well, obviously, if I want to work, I'm here as a dependent on my husband's work permit. If I have to work, I have to get my own. I'm not capable of working full time. I'm not capable of, even though I could certainly offer, maybe 8 or 10 counseling sessions a week somewhere, I can't get a work permit for that small amount of work, because that's what I can do and that's what I can offer. So that obviously ties into a whole much larger conversation about immigration and things like that, but it is that far reaching. And I am curious about what our workplace accommodations like here, what work needs to be done. Is it a matter of education? Is it a matter of what is the cultural view on disability and helping people with disability access work when they can? That's some things that I haven't fully learned yet that I'd like to learn about. And where I think if we start to move into advocacy, it would be critical for us to have like Caymanian voices alongside of us to assist with that stuff.
Okay, is there something you would like to say to the listening audience that I haven't asked? What do you want them to know?
I think this group is still very new. I think we have a lot of ideas, and we are excited to see where it's going to go. So I think what I would say that we really are open to working with people and would be happy to hear from people who can reach out and offer us any sort of guidance or ideas.
Connecting with other organizations that sort of make sense. for us to sort of move in the direction of advocacy. But I think if you're talking about like what would we want people to know just generally about like the experience of chronic illness, is to remember that we're still regular people too. Like we still have regular people problems. We still got to deal with all the same stuff that you do. And we don't have to talk about what's wrong with us 100% of the time. You know, we've got all the same interests and likes and dislikes and things that everybody else has. We just might have to access some of that stuff a little bit differently.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being on For the Health of It. Holly and STEPHNA, thank you both for joining us and sharing the important work that Chronic Illness Cayman is setting out to do. If there's one message to take away from the interview, is asking for support is a sign of strength, and no one needs to navigate a chronic illness alone. Thank you for listening to For the Health of It. We are moving you to the life you want.
Your health is everything, and it's important to have a doctor who cares. Dr. Sidney Ebanks, proud Caymanian, has a big heart for his community, specializing in complex cases, urgent care, and preventative medicine. Dr. Ebanks offers over 20 years of experience. He listens to your needs, your frustrations, and what you're experiencing. He treats more than just the illness. He treats you. Dr. Sidney Ebanks, where care meets compassion, because every patient deserves a dedicated doctor who cares. Call Dr. Ebanks at Grand Harbor Medical today at 949-4309.
If you or your loved one is facing cancer, only Sylvester will stand firmly by your side at every step, from diagnosis through survivorship, providing you and your family peace of mind and assisting with everything you need before, during, and after your stay with us. Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center is South Florida's only NCI-designated cancer center and specializes in treating the most complex cancer cases. Your first-class cancer care is just a flight away. Learn more at sylvester.org.
Running on empty? Feeling depleted? Health and wellness comes down to one essential factor: energy at the cellular level. Our body is designed to support, repair, recover, and heal, but it needs the right environment. At the Lightroom, our energy enhancement system is that right environment, a balanced bioenergetic support for your body's natural processes. Don't wait until your energy is depleted. Recharge and keep optimized. Start today. The Lightroom, advanced energy therapies that work. We're in Pasadena Place.
This is For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Brought to you by Healthcare Pharmacy, where they care about your health. 2 locations, Governor Square and Grand Harbor. Refill and transfer prescriptions online. Call 947-8900 or visit healthcarepharmacy.ky.
The Lightroom, your holistic sanctuary for physical and mental restoration, repair, and rejuvenation. The power that made the body heals the body. 38 Pasadena Place, Georgetown. Find us online at www.thelightroom.ky. or call 938-HEAL.
UHealth, University of Miami Health System. World-class healthcare in the heart of Miami.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.